Well, here is inside the cab of BR Standard Class 2.
21 inches of vacuum. So if you open that to say went down to about 15 inches, that's a good reasonable break.
Right.
Down to about 10 inches, then you're braking quite hard. And anything less than that, it's sort of really emergency almost. So you judge your braking from your vacuum gauge. That tells you how quickly or how fast you slow the train down.
Right.
This thing is the reversing gear. And you see the positions of the reverse there. It sets for a thing called cut-off. And cut-off is the amount of time the inlet valve's open compared to the piston travel. So when you're setting off, you're going to use the long cut-off, about 75%. So the steam's going in for 3/4 of the distance. The piston track, you've got a lot of steam going in, a lot of power. And as it speeds up, of course, you get to the point where there's so much steam going in, the exhaust valve, they can't get out here quickly enough. So what you do, you shorten the cut-off. And you do that by pulling this, winding this back, and this comes back. And supposing I was on Nigel Brisbane or Tornado or something, let's say, I don't know, 12 carriages on level ground, I'd be set at about 15%, perhaps even less. In other words, there's just a whisk of steam going in with each one, And if you came to a gradient or something, just lengthen the cut-off a bit more speed, but that'll maintain the speed. So you tend to control the speed of the engine with the cut-off. Leave the regulator where it is and control with that. And that's the most efficient way of running a steam engine.
Right.
If you're an even driver, you open the regulator full, use the long cut-off, and the fireman will be on his knees within 10 minutes. So if you don't like your fireman, get some of that. And some drivers were, some were cruel, some were very good, But see, when you hear a steam engine, when it sets up, it gets really loud shots. That's because it's on the long cut-off. Then as it gets back to the shots, get more gentle. That's the way. Linking up with you probably, or not just reducing the cut-off. You've got your fire hose door, and of course your hand fire with this bigger. This firebox is fairly short actually, it's about 4 feet long and about 3 feet wide. Grizzly and peppercorn, about 8 feet long, so 8 feet wide and about 5 or 6 feet long. And if you look at when you came in, if you look at the Q6 and the P3, the Q6, that's about 9 feet long, about 3 feet wide. Really swing on the shoulder to get it to the finish. That really tests you as a fireman. Got a speedometer. A lot of locomotives in the old days didn't have a speedometer. You expected the driver to duty speed.
Right.
And also, you used to work to the timetable. You knew you had to be in a certain place by a certain time. And, I'm a minute down.
Walking on.
And that's how they did it. So you didn't really need a speedometer, Sit in the driver's seat. Anybody wants to take any photographs? You want to sit in the drive? This is a whistle by the way. That was a whistle. There's a whistle there. Could you want to sit? Yeah, take some photos. I'll get out of your way.
Well, it is time to get out of the cab of Borough of Darlington.